Hello,
Welcome back to another wonderful episode of Medical University.
I'm T.
And I'm Kate, and I have a migraine.
Fantastic.
We are so excited to be recording today. It took a little bit for us to record this week. I feel like I haven't been feeling well, but we had to record, of course, another episode. No delays.
No delays.
And also,
Do you want a Tylenol?
not right now, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, T. But what better timing than to record on the 20th anniversary of Metal Gear Solid 3?
I can't.
20 years.
We don't plan for these things. We're literally recording on the day, which is cool. That's pretty neat.
I mean, we're just that's how obsessive we are, or maybe a better word, dedicated.
And it's completely by accident.
It's by accident. That the migraine. See, it was as God intended.
Yeah, your sickness was like, wait, the anniversary is coming in just a few days.
Did you play Metal Gear Solid 3 when it came out?
Hell yeah, I did.
You old.
Shut up.
You in 04?
I played Metal Gear Solid 2 when it came out.
When did that come out?
01.
Damn, this man is old.
I wasn't supposed to play. I was a kid.
Yeah, how did you even get that?
I literally begged my mom.
Aw. So she went to the store and got this like rated MA game?
Yes, she did.
Aw.
She was one of those parents.
Thanks, mommy.
Thanks, Mom.
But yeah, so it's the 20th anniversary. Also, last episode was, the day of the election. And we are here now, 2 weeks later.
How we all feeling?
Yeah, I feel like there's just so many words we can say. But I think the main one we want to say is we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure to lean on each other, support each other. There's mutual aid efforts, be a part of your community. And know that we're also going to be doing our part. We have a lot of things in plan for our Twitch stream. We do charity fundraisers. So we already have some things in mind for next year. And at this point, we got to make sure we just support each other. Because goddamn.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I mean, from my experience, it's like unrelated, but not really. Like when people like pick on you or they make fun of you, they only do that because they know it bothers you. And they want you to not enjoy yourself. The more you continue to enjoy yourself and the more you have fun in the midst of, something that's admittedly a little shitty, but if you're able to enjoy yourself, that takes away power from people who want to take it away.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's any motivator to have fun, there's that.
Yeah, it's hard, right? It's partly like make sure you have fun and make sure you support yourself, and then also make sure you feel your feelings and make sure you take that time because
don't force the fun. I'm not saying don't force it. I'm just saying like people want to make you feel bad, and don't let them win if you can.
That's how Twitter felt. Twitter was feeling. I stopped going on Twitter. Anyway, little tangent. Tom, what's some Metal Gear Solid news that's been going on?
Well, let's see. We finally had a reveal.
Mm-hmm.
The Eva voice actor in the latest Metal Gear Solid Delta trailer dropped, and the great Suzette Monet was
Suzette Mine.
Monet.
Get it correct, okay? This fake name.
Yeah. Well, she was finally revealed to be Jodie Benson.
She looked so cute in that reveal. Her little outfit. She looked like Eva in the game. Like she just looks. I don't know. It was just so cute to see her.
It's a little homage thing.
Little homage. So yeah, Jodie Benson, the voice of Ariel. That's her most probably well-known role.
Yeah, I mean, like amongst the fans, this has been like the most likely person to have been Eva.
The most like not secret.
Yes, the most non-secret. It's non-confirmed, but you can never really be too sure. And now it's just like, oh yeah, of course.
It's funny because my fear for her, I mean, she's probably wealthy, she's fine, but I feel like she was missing out on more money. Like, think about all the signatures she could have like done at conventions or like all the acclaim the series has gotten, and she's just been in the shadows like.
Well, that, I mean, she was in that little like featurette with like David Hayter and Lori Allen. You know that when the cameras weren't rolling, they were like, yo, you gotta get in on this.
You gotta go to conventions now, put Eva on the banner.
You don't understand. These nerds, they want you.
I wonder what was the reason for waiting this long, because of course there was no guarantee that there would be a remake of 3. There was no guarantee that we'd get the master collection at all. So it makes sense for her to reveal herself now, but why did she wait all these years?
Well, apparently, I was shooting the shit with Johnny of Metal Gear Resurrections.
Oh, that's one of our bros.
Yeah, I was shooting pool in the pool hall, and he was talking about how a lot of people in that era of Disney, when she was like Ariel, they had a thing called like a morality clause.
Okay.
Where like if you were under Disney, your character was squeaky clean, and it was up to you to keep yourself squeaky clean because you're attached to Disney.
Well, they were holding a lot of faith in these actors.
They were. So when she got signed on to Metal Gear, this is obviously not a very Disney-esque thing. So she had to use a stage name, more or less. But
I'm just saying, many years have passed since she's voiced Ariel.
I think literally like the morality clause like expired like recently. That's Johnny's take, and I haven't done any research. I don't know anything, so I'm going on that.
It makes sense. I mean, I can see that's plausible, but I guess she'll be at conventions now for
the foreseeable future.
Why not?
She said in the featurette that there was a fan that went up to her with like a game and wanted her to sign it, and she was like, "Why'd you bring that here?" And then like the fan, like that GIF between. I can't
shall not be named.
I can't do that anymore.
Wow, that GIF is so ruined now.
No!
Damn. Those who know.
Those who know with a certain criminal baby oil enthusiast with who it was somebody on The Voice.
I think so. Yeah, it was a kind of singing competition, I think.
Yeah, and they were just having like a staring thing, but I can't use that GIF anymore. Fuck. People ruin everything.
We can have nothing. That's what I'm scared about. That's why I don't get tattoos. I'm scared the minute I get a tattoo of something, the creator is just gonna like come out and be racist or sexist or like I'm really. And then it's like the shit with Harry Potter. People got tattoos for Harry Potter, and now they're like, "Damn it!" It wasn't bad when they did it, but now.
But now, they're like, "Ah, damn it!"
Damn it! But okay, what else? We got. It's been a long couple days. I feel like we got a lot on our mind. So Suzetta Monet is now Jodie Benson. We got also new Delta footage, which is pretty cute.
Yeah, they showed off new footage of like Eva and the boss in different cutscenes. And we also got like a good look at how Snake looks with the eye patch on.
Mm-hmm. And I think a little bit more review of Ocelot as well.
Yeah.
So we're getting a little bit here and there. Again, no release date. I think David Hayter at the end of that feature was like, stay tuned next time for a big announcement or whatever. Something like that. He alluded.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It might...
Look, I said this last episode, but I will say it again. I want them to take their time. I want this game to be as good as it can be. But the demo that was at the Tokyo Game Show, release it.
Maybe that'll be the announcement.
I would take it. Like, honest to God, like, why not? Like let everybody get their hands on it.
That's probably going to be, if not a release date, we'll get the trailer. Because I feel like I get this inkling that the developers are very nervous.
I would be. Are you kidding?
So I bet you they'd want people to play the demo before, and then hear everyone's take or whatever, hear critiques, and then they'll have more time before they put an actual release date.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, we're not getting it till next year. It's already solidified. It's already November.
Yeah, I've been saying for a while, it's most likely going to come out like March or April of 2025, if I was to guess.
Yeah, the first part of the year. I agree. I'm trying to think what else is coming out next year. But it'll be the biggest announcement of like 2025, so.
For me personally, yeah. I mean, I can't think of anything else that would be coming out in 2025 that I'm like, oh shit, I gotta play that.
Oh, Control.
Oh, that's coming out 2025?
There's no announcement, but remember they said it's in a playable state?
That's pretty cool.
Yo, we're big like Remedy fans now, big Remedy heads like that.
Yo,
we've been playing Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, we played the first Alan Wake, and we were like, oh, okay. I understand why people say that this is cool. And then we played Control, and we're like, oh, they're cooking.
Yeah,
They're doing something.
the Sam Lake, the Sam Lake universe. Okay, all right.
And then we started Alan Wake 2. We're about halfway through it, and we're like, look, this is a Metal Gear podcast. We're obviously like, we're Kojima stands and shit. But Sam Lake, don't sleep on him. Look, if for anybody out there that hasn't played anything from Remedy, give it a shot.
If I would say you want to play a game to like jump headfirst into, Control.
Yes.
Because Alan Wake is cool, but it is dated. I remember playing that when it came out. It was cool. It was a solid story. But Control, whew.
The Control, and that's also like a game I feel like you don't need to know too much about, like the Sam Lake verse, so to speak. Like it could really be its own self-enclosed adventure.
Agreed.
So like if you want to dip your toes in, see if you like this kind of thing, I would go for Control.
It's a very hard game.
Yeah, that thing sucks.
But T, I feel like we should end this little intro and get to the meat of the podcast. But before that, any other updates in your life? Because the people want to know.
Yeah, the people want to know about my life. I'm such an interesting guy. I've been reading one of the novels of all time. It's called Moby Dick. Have you ever heard of it?
I think I have. See, it feels like a school book.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in school.
I thought Kojima likes that book, doesn't he?
It was one of the inspirations for 5.
Metal Gear Solid 5. Ooh, so you'll have a lot of information when we get to that game in a few years.
Completely unintentional.
Yeah, okay.
No,
the subconscious part was like...
Well, subconscious probably, but like, I wanted to read it. And it's... The story's interesting, and it's beginning to click. Granted, I'm like a little over halfway through it.
Like 300 pages in already.
Yeah. But like, a lot of it was like, okay, there's a narrative chapter, and then there's like 2 to 3 chapters of just the history of whaling, how different cultures see whaling, how different countries depict whales in art. And it's like, okay, man, enough. Enough about the sun. Just enough.
I mean,
just get to the whale.
I mean, it's lulling you in. You got to come into the book with this, certain pretense, like, oh, okay, this book is about whaling, whatever, and then I bet you it shifts.
Yeah, I mean, like there was like a certain chapter that kind of made it click a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Where
no spoilies for this 100-year-old book.
Yeah. Okay.
No spoil. Let people read it.
All right, sure, fine. Well, I will say a thing that made it click for me was they linked human nature to animal nature, and it kind of like illustrates how we're not that different from animals. And like, I'll just leave it there. And I think it's kind of cool.
He was spitting.
He was spitting a little bit. It is a little dated in how people view other groups of people. It's a book written in the 1880s, so prepare for that.
Great.
But
I'm looking it up when it was written.
I think it's 1880, right?
1851.
1851. Okay.
Jeez.
So,
Yeah.
Expect the language of the 1880s. I will just say that.
Oh, the author is a New Yorker. He's born in the Bronx.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
High five.
I'm not high-fiving him.
It was a sarcastic sarcastic high five? Nice.
Yeah.
I hope the mic picked it up.
But no, I'm curious to hear your take when you finish it. And then when we finally get to Metal Gear Solid 5, you'll have a lot more information to add to your discussion of it.
I already kind of do. Like, I kind of see, the story itself isn't really, it's not really that big in 5. I think it's just more of like the themes of things. But I can't really talk about it now. That maybe for a 201, maybe we'll do like a book club episode. Like the books that inspired 5. And then we'll come in with like our tea and crumpets and discuss books.
I like that. We got a couple 201s to do after we beat this game. But yeah, we're not getting to 5 for...
Not for a minute.
Damn, probably... I think next year...
Next year for sure, we're going to tackle 5.
But like maybe summer of next year or something.
We'll see.
Jeez. We know how long we take. Okay, yeah. Considering how long we take, let's end the intro now.
Okay.
Nothing's happening with me. I'm not that interesting.
All right.
So
Are you sure?
yeah, what's happening with me? I got a migraine right now. I'm working.
You're not going to talk about the Neopets party that you're going to go to later?
You want to go to the pop quiz?
Yeah, sure. So, Kay.
Yes, that's me.
Yes, that is you. I have pulled up 4 questions pertaining to the episode of last. Well, it wasn't last week, but pertaining to last episode. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah,
All
I'm a
right,
little confused.
excellent. I am not confused. You're confused. Question number 1.
Okay.
In the shack on the top of the mountains, what does Eva kick under her chair? A. Instant noodles. B. Polished boots. C. Her lipstick. D. A pair of scuffed boots.
Oh, so you're talking about when Snake finally makes it to the top and meets with her while
Yes.
she's changing?
Yes.
It is my memory that she kicks under the chair a pair of D. Scuffed boots.
That is correct.
Yes, I'm a fan.
You're a true fan.
She's a fan.
You're a true Metal Gear Solid fan. Question number 2. True or false? Khrushchev is in peace talks with Volgan.
That's a good question. The answer to that is false.
That's correct. Yes.
I wanted to elaborate after I got my
No,
correct.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Volgan and Khrushchev. It's a lot of and a lot of politics going on, and the fact of like Khrushchev and Volgan are beefing, and then Khrushchev and America are kind of beefing, and then America and Volgan are beefing. Like it's a lot of little enemy
beef.
of my enemy.
There's a lot of beef going around. There's a lot of beef in this barbecue.
But last we heard, Khrushchev was with his army marching towards Volgan to confront him.
To confront him like head on.
Yes, because we have to remember that Khrushchev is kind of looking like a little weenie because he's the leader of the Soviet Union, right, at that point.
Mhm.
And Volgan's making all these moves in secret, doing all this stuff not in collaboration with Khrushchev. So Khrushchev has to show, like, no, I'm strong.
I run this shit.
It has to be a show of force. So
Yeah.
he's making his very public march over to him.
Question number 3.
Uh-huh.
How many wings does the weapons lab in Groznygrad have? Bonus, if you can name them.
Bonus points?
Yes.
Okay, how many wings? Okay, it has, I want to say 3 wings?
Correct.
Okay, it's the, oh my god. It's the East Wing.
What's the East Wing?
Okay, was it East and a West? And one
and a middle.
and a main one, right?
Yeah.
It was like, wait, what they're called? East, West, and then the main wing?
Yes.
I'm so smart. The main wing, oh no, why did I, you know what? I'd leave the bonus blank. But I think it's the West Wing that's nothing.
Yes. That's where Sokolov is though. But
it's like it doesn't have any particular purpose.
No distinction has been made for the West Wing. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got one.
The East Wing is the armory?
I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Well, I didn't lose points. It was bonus.
It was bonus.
And then the main wing is where the shit. You know what?
Go on.
Shadow Hunters.
Yes, that's.
Okay, I get like.
So do you want to try again? I will give you a bonus point if you can
Okay, main wing for the Shagohod is. West Wing is just a lobby. I don't know. And then the East Wing is where they build it. What is it? Just tell me.
It's research, R&D stuff.
Fuck.
It's
Stupid.
okay.
I'm a fake fan.
It's okay. It was a bonus point. It's fine.
Okay.
You can't be perfect all the time.
I'm trying to.
Nobody's perfect.
Trying to.
Question number 4. Before he turns into a literal screaming fireball, who does the Fury say he's going to meet when he dies?
Oh, that is so good. Oh my god. Who is he gonna meet? Wow. That's a good question. I actually don't know.
You give up?
I give up.
Oh. His last words are, "I'm off to join the sorrow."
Damn it, to join the sorrow. Okay. Damn, that's actually a really good question. I think I was so jarred by just like the face full of flame, like the flames that shaped itself into a face and zoomed around. I forgot he even mentioned that. Because remember, before that, it's like the mix of like the radio of like his space mission, and then it's all these like him screaming. So I forgot he said that. The sorrow. Wow.
It's okay.
You win some, you lose some.
Nobody's perfect.
You don't gotta say it twice, damn.
Did I say it twice?
You said it before.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, I'm not perfect.
Well, I'm not perfect. Here's the thing. I'm not perfect either. I thought I said it once.
Damn, so I got a 70. That was 4 questions. I guess I got like a 75%.
You passed.
I passed.
You passed.
C plus.
Hell yeah. That was me in high school. On a good day. Anyway, are you ready for the episode?
Yes, I'm ready to begin and talk about this very lore heavy episode.
It's super lore heavy, but buckle in.
Buckle in. You ready to begin?
Yes.
Let's go. So to begin.
Hey, wait a minute. I have a special announcement.
What?
We're doing the first ever extra credit question.
Oh my god. Okay.
I just thought that this was really funny.
People want to hear the episode.
Extra credit. What did Crystal's ex's mom used to do to spice up their salads?
I can't believe this. If he ever listens to this, he's going to be like, yo. Okay, anyway, she used ramen noodles, okay? One time, I was over there, and she had ramen noodle packet in front of her, and I was like, oh, having ramen for dinner? And then she was making a salad and crunched up the ramen noodles and put it in her salad. And the only reason I brought this up was because Eva brought out the packet of ramen noodles and was telling Snake, look, the food of the future. So, yes, of course I got it. That was forever remain in my head.
I just thought it was funny. All right, that's all.
Thanks, Ian. The official episode.
It's in the.
It's in there forever.
It's in the library.
Anyway.
The archive.
Anyway, as always, feel free to send us any questions, comments, or concerns to our email at itstkandm@gmail.com. That is itstkandm@gmail.com. We always read your emails. We will, at our, desire, put them on the episode. And at this point, before we start, I'd like to mention something that was messaged to us by our friend, Metal Gear Vault.
Wow.
Metal Gear Vault.
Good old friend.
Good old friend. You can check him out on Instagram. Fantastic man with a sick-ass jacket. I do say myself.
Yeah, it's based off of Big Boss's jacket in 5.
Fantastic.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty sick jacket. Anyway, Metal Gear Vault had messaged us because we were talking about the Fury in the last episode. And essentially talking about kind of like why he was called a Fury, his whole kind of demeanor, and then the whole kind of theme of like space travel and fire. And he messaged us this NPR article. And this NPR article was about this astronaut called Vladimir Komarov. And he was a cosmonaut. And essentially, there was a book that came out back in 2011 called Starman, The Truth Behind the Legend of Yuri Gagarin, Yuri Gagarin was the first...
He was the first man in space.
And so he went to space, and this cosmonaut after him, Vladimir Komarov, was this, cosmonaut who essentially died after being shot up into space. Basically, he made it to space safely, but then crashed on his descent back to Earth.
Yeah, apparently the spacecraft that he was in was built very poorly. The parachutes did not work. Everything that could have went wrong with this went wrong. They essentially just shot him out of a cannon and they had no safety measures at all.
And so Metal Gear Vault had sent this to us, and I can imagine it was because this book details like kind of Komarov's last words, and it's him screaming at his crew on Earth, basically in a fit of rage and fury
as he's burning in the atmosphere.
So I can imagine. I mean, Kojima is definitely someone who is just he's a reader. He watches cinema. I can imagine this is maybe something that was in his.
It's probably something that he researched. I mean, the existence of like experimental, like Cold War era vehicles in this game, like the flying platforms and all that other stuff. It's
possible that he was aware of this.
I'm willing to bet that this is what the Fury is based off of.
So definitely check it out. The cosmonaut's name is Vladimir Komarov. Trigger warning, there is a picture of him at his funeral, and it's something you won't forget.
Yeah.
Sadly.
It-
So just trigger warning for kind of there's a picture of him at his funeral. And I do want to say, because we were reading the NPR article, and some people contest the claims made in that book, Starman,
Mhm.
but I think it's just based on kind of like it's stuff that happened during the Cold War, the Soviet Union. So people
Yeah.
are saying that that information, like how could we trust?
I mean, at the end of the day, that dude did die in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So it's not like he didn't die like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure now can't say for sure, but I'm willing to bet he probably wasn't happy.
Yeah, and he probably, if he knew what was happening, he probably was.
Probably said a few curse words.
So definitely an interesting article. Metal Gear Vault, thank you so much for listening and also for sending us that, because it added a little bit more context, I think, to the Fury.
Yeah, it's funny because like I feel like with the Cobra unit, they're just as memorable as any other boss in the Metal Gear Solid series, but like I almost feel like they're lacking in terms of like backstory and motivations. Like in 1 and 2, you really get like these like 3-dimensional people.
Yes, right. I'm thinking about Sniper Wolf. Thinking about
Or even like Vamp, or like you really get a sense of like this is a character. And I mean, I'm with the utmost respect, when you meet the Pain, he's kind of like a Pokemon. He's just the Pain. And
But I think too, their only allegiance is to the boss.
yes,
So I think it makes you wonder. They're the Cobra Unit, part of United States, but they were so willing to join the boss
yeah.
and defect as well.
I mean, if I had like a creative idea, if I was in the room at the time and I wasn't like a baby, and like if I was of a Japanese person at the time working at Konami and I had a creative say in the room, I would perhaps suggest that, hey, when Snake encounters these people, maybe have them have a little memory that they had of World War II serving with the boss,
That would be cute.
and maybe have the Pain go like, "You don't know what it's like to serve in war," just.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like with the Fury, he's the only one that we're kind of given this little. We're given something.
yeah, that's why we kind of stopped on him, because he had like a little bit of a window where you could kind of be like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah, why? No one else, like you said, the Pain had his little Pokemon, the Pain, and then
same with the Fear. I mean, the End had a little bit too.
yes,
The end had something, but like it's never really like expanded on per se.
no, and I think with the Fury, he was also. I mean, I don't want to say he wasn't in his right mind, but at the end, he was like talking to. I forgot the phrase, but like
Mission Control.
Mission Control. He was not talking to Snake at some points. Like you were given more.
Yeah,
of him.
he had a little bit more to say, and it's a long-winded way for me to say I just wish the other members of the Cobra unit had that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be just a situation where we're just given the creative freedom to plug in our own beliefs. For example, what Metal Gear Vault sent us, we're able to be like, maybe it's that. Like,
Yeah, like what if that guy survived, and what kind of a guy would he be?
and we'll talk about this when we go into Metal Gear Solid 4. But then that's the whole argument of should things be fully explained or not.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's good to leave this question or leave this kind of air of uncertainty, because sometimes what you think is almost even better than like maybe the actual intention.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely get into that in 4. That's kind of a big critique of Metal Gear Solid 4.
And I feel like, I mean, that's part of like the theme of 4. Like I'm in the camp. I mean, we're kind of breaking code here.
Okay. Finish this and then we go back.
Okay. But I feel like part of like the major themes in 4 is like over explaining things to the point where you're almost disappointed.
Okay.
But like I truly do think that it was done purposefully.
Purposefully. Okay.
Like I feel like there was an original intent to leave like an aura of mystery. And it was like, oh, okay, you wanted the answer, here it is. And not out of spite. Not okay. Anyway.
Anyway, on to the episode. Thank you, Metal Gear Vault, again. Anyone else wants to send questions, comments, concerns, love, you can send us an email at itstkandm@gmail.com. ITSTKANDM@gmail.com. We read them. Thank you to everyone who sent emails. We appreciate it.
On with the episode.
So, last we left, Snake was climbing up a ladder. These ladders.
This is deja vu.
These ladders. Did we hear a nice little song when he climbed up this ladder?
No.
Okay.
I mean, this ladder was a little bit shorter.
It's just a regular ladder.
I mean, it could have been just as long. It just kind of faded out.
Okay. But at the top of the ladder was Groznygrad.
We're fucking here.
We are here. We're going to get Sokolov. The game is going to end this episode.
That's it.
Hooray.
It's finally happening, guys.
Groznygrad is a real base.
Yeah. This is like a real deal facility. I feel like if this was a Metal Gear game up until this point, the game would have started here.
Say it again.
Maybe I could set it in a roundabout way. But like, okay, in Metal Gear, right? You're literally dropped right in front of the base.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear 2, same thing. Metal Gear Solid, you're in your little swim submarine thing. You're shot up into the base. Metal Gear Solid 2, literally the same thing. You're put into the base.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Metal Gear Solid 3,
jungle.
You're in the jungle for like half the game.
That is a good point.
And you're... Like, I feel like if this was the same approach for, like, let's say, Metal Gear Solid, maybe Kojima would be like, okay, we're going to have, like, 20 minutes of you piloting this, like, submersible vehicle and trying to dodge rocks or something. I don't know.
But, like, the game, if it was true to fashion, we would have started already in Groznygrad, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like, I feel like the cutscene where Snake emerges from the hatch, hops out from the ladder, that would have been the first cutscene of the game.
Oh. I mean, it's interesting to think why that switch. I mean, we can talk about, like, we know from interviews and from just, like, playing the series that the composer that Kojima picked, Henry
Gregson Williams?
Oh my God, Harry...
That's off the top of my head.
Harry Gregson Williams.
Yeah.
Forgive us. Sorry. Harry Gregson Williams is the composer of this game. And from my knowledge, he wanted to do a jungle type
Yeah,
soundtrack.
I guess he was just into like wood flute instruments at the time. And I mean, Kojima at the time, he wanted to do something in the jungle anyway. So it was just kind of like a perfect pairing of the two. But I guess they really leaned into the jungle bit.
So, like, I guess that's why it kind of shifted from its usual kind of Metal Gear composition.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, what does that add to the game, you think? Like, having this whole large open world-esque environment as opposed to just strictly going to this cold atmosphere of, like, this really kind of, like, standardized, militarized base?
I feel like it kind of shows, like, what Kojima's like intentions were for Metal Gear, or at least maybe his shifting perspective. Because I mean, it's reflected in later parts of the series as well, where like Kojima's definitely the kind of guy that prefers the journey than the destination.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this was like the beginning of that era of Kojima.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, here's a perfect example, because like I don't want to spoil the rest of the series for like the newcomers that are here. In Death Stranding, that whole game is a journey. You know, it's not really about the destination per se.
True.
Like the whole game is surrounded between your journey from one end to the other. I feel like that's his idea realized. And I feel like 3 is kind of like the first seed planted for that idea of a game, you know?
I can see that. No. That makes sense. That I like that. It yeah, I think like you said, when we speak about the other games, it'll really kind of capture that essence of just,
especially in 5. 5 I feel like is like what he is on currently.
Yeah,
you know?
that kind of. Anyway, so we're at Groznygrad finally. So we imagine we're gonna find Sokolov. We're gonna get this climax. We're finally gonna do our original mission, which was to get Sokolov.
Finally, just like the Virtuous Mission. You remember how quick we found him in the Virtuous Mission? Like,
remember the Virtuous Mission? That was
10 minutes that took.
So, of course, remember, there's 3 wings, but you begin by entering the East Wing. And remember, your submission was to get Rykov's outfit, wasn't it?
Yeah, because where Sokolov is, you needed Colonel access to get in. So Major Rykov is allowed to get into the wing with Colonel access.
Interesting.
Don't ask.
Okay.
But we just got to get Rykov so we could get into the West Wing.
And at this point, of course, you can like infiltrate however you want, but you have your scientist uniform. So I feel like that's the way I did it from like watching you and learning from you.
It's the easiest way to do it, and it's the way that the game kind of wants you to do it.
Because you're gonna be in this base with soldiers. And
Yeah.
you could kill everybody, but like you're there to sneak in and sneakily get Rykov.
Yeah, it's a stealth game. Like, come on. So you find Rykov.
Raiden?
No, Rykov.
Rykov, sorry.
He does look a lot like Raiden.
Sorry, Rykov.
So we grab Rykov, we bring him over to the locker room area, strip him down into his.
He's like a thong, isn't he?
Yeah, he's wearing like a little thong with like a lightning bolt on it. It's very nice.
I feel like a thong probably gives him a tactical advantage.
What tactical advantage do you think a thong would prove?
Well, I
on the
don't.
battlefield?
I'm not. You know,
I'm just asking.
I feel like for those of you who have certain appendages, like things probably get bunched up or whatever. So maybe if you have a thong, like it's less of you to get a wedgie.
Now I hear you there. I don't necessarily agree, but I do. I hear your
Have
argument.
you ever wore a thong?
No.
So you don't even know what you're talking
Look.
about.
Okay.
If you ever worn a thong and you have certain appendages, let us know how it feels. At gmail.com. Does it give you a tactical advantage? Let us know. Let us know if it gives you
I can't believe you said that. Oh my god.
the migraines. The migraine.
Yo, this is you're like fucking feral right now. What the fuck was that?
So
Yo, if you're wearing a thong right now, let me know how it feels.
I said I want to know if it gives you. I want to know if it gives you a tactical advantage.
At what?
Doing cartwheels.
Doing cartwheels?
I was just saying. Okay, maybe he's.
I can't.
Wait. Okay. Okay. Dead ass though. Maybe it gives you certain like. Maybe he's.
sorry.
Maybe he's wearing it for a certain advantage, and the Thunderbolt is just. What?
I have an image in my head of just somebody out there.
They're like, this is my time to
This is my
explain
fucking time.
to explain my thongs.
And they're just like, I gotta tell you how I wear this thong right
First of all, okay, no. Okay, I don't. Okay, I'm okay. First off,
I'm sorry. Okay.
Rykov, I was just trying to say that maybe he's wearing it for a tactical advantage. Okay.
Okay.
It has a Thunderbolt on it, but maybe that's unrelated.
That's
to...
something that makes him like run fast.
Okay, because I will say, wearing regular underwear, you do get wedgies.
Yes.
And then when you wear a thong, which you wouldn't know, but you wear a thong, you don't get a wedgie.
Well, I mean, isn't like a thong like a perma wedgie if you think about it?
But it's a thin fabric, so you don't really feel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, what if it's like he's had really bad wedgies on the battlefield, and he's like, never again.
Okay.
Anyway, what we're trying to say is
Well, then
that
why didn't Snake take the thong?
Because the man's wearing the. You're gonna take them. You're gonna put on someone's underwear.
Snake has done much worse in this game.
Yeah, he actually has. But that seems like another layer. Another layer. Anyway, you put you at this point you got Rykov. You put him in the locker. He has a little thong, but you take everything else. What freaked me out besides this conversation?
Yeah. You started it.
You dragged it. What freaked me out about this was when you get Rykov's outfit, you also get like his face. You're able to don his face as part of the disguise.
You've actually had it on you the entire time.
We have?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Face mask.
Oh, who gave it to you? You just had it?
It's kind of cool. It's like a bonus conversation that you get. Sigint, who is your weapons expert. He tells you all about your face camo, all about your tactical camouflage, all that stuff. If you call him while wearing this face mask, he comes to tell you that he designed this thing for a specific Black Op that was canceled. And this Black Op surrounded impersonating a certain member of the Soviet Union.
Oh, wow. That's actually cool. Thank you for sharing.
And Sigint was like, man, I worked so hard on this mask, and I don't want to throw it away. I'm just going to put it in Snake's backpack. Maybe he'll need it one day.
And wouldn't you know, it was the face mask for Rykov, which makes you think what that mission was about. Like, it was still, they knew enough about Rykov that he was important to the mission.
They didn't really delve into the mission itself. But that's the story behind the face mask. And
the face mask, it's basically, it's a human-like mask. People, like, when you wear it in front of other guards, they think you're Rykov.
Yeah, it's very convincing.
So it's probably like some white, like the movie White Chicks. Like, it's probably like that kind of.
Actually, like kind of. But it doesn't have the ability to open its mouth.
Okay.
It does have the ability to, like, Sigint says that while you can't move your mouth while wearing it, it attaches to your eyelids, so it looks like you're actually like blinking.
Spooky. I wonder if this is the same type of technology that Decoy Octopus used in Metal Gear Solid 2.
That's interesting.
Because think about it, like Decoy Octopus, the master of disguise. When was Metal Gear Solid, like what year?
Metal Gear Solid in canon, I think it was 05.
So you have like 1960s tech with this game all the way to 05, 40 years later.
Oh, they would perfect the hell out of that.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe this was like the beginning of like kind of like them perfecting the stealth and
it's kind of interesting. I can't really delve into it, but fans of the series who know Sigint and know where he ends up. It's kind of interesting if that's the case.
We gotta talk after this podcast, you and I. I didn't even think about that.
Right? We gotta make a little note on that one.
Oh, okay. Well, back to the episode. The tangents today are wild. So, you have access to Rykov's disguise. You have this face mask that you've already had, per Sigint, and it's Rykov's face. And, you are able to maneuver through Groznygrad and basically kind of like easily.
Yeah, you could, like, speaking from someone who's played the game multiple times, if you are new to this game and you want to explore Groznygrad, get to this point, because while wearing the disguise of like both the uniform and the mask, the guards won't do anything. You could do whatever you want, and the guards won't even suspect.
There's probably mad like weapons and stuff you can pick up.
Yeah,
right?
It's a great time to like pick up any sort of like weapons, equipment, items,
ammo, right?
Ammo. You could punch people.
Why is that on your list?
Because they abused me the whole game, and I could just punch people in the dick.
So I was wrong for talking about the thong, but now you punching people. You better bleep that.
I will not.
It's a bad word. You gotta bleep that.
Okay, fine. I'll use the scientific term. I punched people in the testicles.
All right.
And they make a little animation. It's kind of funny.
Damn. And do they get up and be like, "Thanks, boss"?
They do.
That's so bad. So Rykov, I wonder if he did that himself.
He probably did.
Because they don't seem fazed by it.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of allude that like Rykov is like not really that good of a guy.
Great.
If you're a bonus thing, if you're wearing like a scientist uniform, and you get in Rykov's way, he kind of like grips your junk and like pushes you away.
That's what he does if you encounter him with the scientist uniform?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. I think it's kind of like a homage or an Easter egg, I guess, to like what happens to Raiden in 2. But the tone of it is a little bit more sinister, I would say.
Yeah. So In this disguise, you can of course mess around in this space, but your goal is to make it to the West Wing to get Sokolov and rescue him. And once you make your way to the West Wing, you're like, oh, you see Sokolov, you're there, but he's talking to
Tatiana, aka Eva.
aka Tatiana, and she's interrogating him. She's literally like, he's kind of cowering in fear. He's like moving back, and she's walking towards him with like
That lipstick thing, which has been revealed to be a gun.
mm-hmm. And she's just kind of like threatening to shoot him, and he's just like, no, I'm sorry. What is she interrogating him for? Do we hear? Do we know? I forget.
We kind of catch it at the tail end of it, but he gives her. It looks like he gives her like some sort of like a film or something.
Okay.
And
For a camera?
it looks like, yeah, for like a film camera, like kind of like a Super 8, something like that.
Okay.
And she's like, "Is that all you have?" And then he's like, "That's all I know, I swear it." And then she kind of like eggs him on, and then she like puts the lipstick thing right up to him, and then it just reveals that like it's just normal lipstick.
Yeah, she's just messing with him.
And she's like, "Okay, bye." And then she just goes away.
Snake, being the master of stealth, it's just like in the doorway. Like it's like the door has like two big windows that you can look in, and he's just standing right there. Like this. She turns around and he does not run away in time, but I guess she doesn't see him. My thing is like she sees him, but she's like, "This, I have a larger plan." Like whatever.
Yeah.
Because he just hides behind some boxes to like the left of the door. Very silly, but whatever. Sokolov,
We got him.
You're reunited with him. He's like, "What are you doing here?"
It's like, bro, what do you think? What do you think I'm doing here, man?
When I first met you, I was here to rescue you. I'm back here again.
What do you think?
What's going on? And Sokolov is grateful, but he's like, "Look, it's kind of too late."
Kind of looking grim.
Phase 2 trials. You know how we said you had to stop it before it's done.
Phase 2 is over.
It's complete. And we get this kind of we get the review of what phase 2 is, but we already knew what phase 2 was, but it's more description.
It's more spelled out. And basically, phase 2 is figuring out how to launch these rockets from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
How Sokolov did that was he more or less just strapped a rocket onto the Shagohod itself.
Okay.
These were the same rockets, fun fact, that put Yuri Gagarin into space.
Ooh.
So he slapped space rockets on the Shagohod
Okay.
just to make it go super fast. Now, it made it go so fast it went up to like 300 miles an hour.
Sick.
How big do you think that thing is? It looks like a small building almost. I can't imagine anything that big going 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking going that fast and then having enough space on the runway to stop.
Yeah, right?
Because it's, remember, like the Shagohod is super big, but it's not big enough to carry the missiles.
Yeah, because like the missile would be too big. So they put like a slightly smaller one on it. And because the Shagohod is traveling so fast, it acts as the first stage of a rocket.
So the Shagohod would have to be like a small, it's essentially a platform. That's how large it has to be to hold these rockets in place while the space rockets propel it forward.
Yeah.
Shagohod has to be huge. Has to be huge. I mean, with these space missiles on it, it's able to shoot a rocket either, well, it says between 2,500 miles to 6,000 miles. So basically, with how these space rockets propel it, it's able to launch a missile to hit anywhere in the U.S.
Yep. To our people outside of the U.S. that use a scientific method, I guess, it increases it from 4,000 kilometers to over 9,000 kilometers.
Ooh.
So, big jumps.
And again, the importance of the Shagohod is that it's undetectable.
Yeah.
If you're not having these big areas to house like these silos, right, of like to hold like the ICBM missiles, like
yeah, and like they're all stationary. You need like a clear space, easily detectable by satellite. If you have a Shagohod at your disposal, you could hide that thing in a hangar
It only needs like 3 miles of runway.
3 miles of runway, which is about like your average airport. So like you put a Shagohod in an airport, have it in a runway, strap a missile onto that thing, and then it's a completely undetectable warhead.
Yeah, how long is an airport runway? Size? What would it be?
Length?
They're usually 3,000 to 5,000, 8,000 to 3,000 feet.
How many feet are in a mile?
5,000.
So yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, so it could be easily hidden. So it's not a bad. I mean, it's funny, right? Because the Shagohod was made, and they're like, "Oh, damn, it doesn't really work." And then Sokolov, and all his brilliance, just put some rockets on that baby.
He basically just played Kerbal Space Program. You just keep adding rockets till it works. That's the key.
That's the genius. That's the man who took out our boy
Granin.
That's who replaced our boy Granin. So, the genius. But the Shagohod, I mean, if you think about it, back in the 60s, that's a real threat. An undetectable way to launch nuclear missiles.
It would be. I was taking notes for this, I was thinking to myself, if this was like a real weapon, if we really made something like this, how dangerous is it? Because like I was thinking to myself, aren't like nuclear submarines the same thing?
You can detect those.
You could detect a submarine?
Yeah, it's like sonar, no?
I suppose. I don't know. I guess I was thinking more of like a nuclear platform that could just launch from anywhere, you know?
I feel like I think the thing with the Shagohod is that you wouldn't know who launched it, right? That's like the big...
And it could be like in any airport, you could kind of hide it easier, I think
you can hide it. And also, too, considering it's a nuke, once it's launched, like you are decimating wherever. You know what I mean? By the time they figure out who's done it, I mean, the area is already decimated.
Yeah, so it's already too late.
It's already too late. And then with Vogan's plan, so Sokolov tells you Vogan's plan is to sell it to basically countries in the East.
He's so messy.
Right? He's like, you know what? We have the Shagohod, and then I want to mass produce this, and I want to give it to like basically countries in Asia, and then countries in Eastern Europe.
And he wants to give it to like dictators and like people that are experiencing like any form of civil unrest. He's just so messy. Like he just wants to start something.
And it's my thing. It's like I'm thinking mostly it's for money, but I guess he thinks he'd have the upper hand because he's the one who gave it to them, or maybe he'd give himself like the best prototype. You know what I mean? Like, what's to say those places wouldn't turn back to him?
I don't know. The way that I'm reading Volgin thus far, he just seems to be the kind of guy that thrives in chaos. And maybe he feels okay. I don't think that this has ever been delved into as much ever. Maybe Volgin believes that society is too solidified, and because of that, things are divided.
Oh, you're giving Volgin a lot of credit.
And maybe I know, I'm giving him a lot of credit right now, but maybe he thinks that by smashing the system and basically turning everything into dust, that it will be easier for the world to continue.
What makes you think that?
Nothing. I'm literally just like, I'm reading tea leaves right now.
No, fair. I just think from what we've known about Volgin, in my mind, I feel like he's doing this to like cause chaos, like you said. He just wants to watch the world burn. But at the same point, too, I just don't understand why he would think these dictators would be under him. Because you think you give them the same weapons you have, what's to say they're going to show their allegiance to you?
I don't know.
At the bare minimum, you'd have their money. They'd pay you for this stuff, you know?
Maybe he's under the mentality it's like you don't bite the hand that feeds you. But, you know, Volgin's living proof of biting the hand that feeds you.
Exactly. So I wonder if it's some shit where it's like, oh, we'll give you a Shagohod, but you're under us now.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah,
maybe we'll find out later in the game. But as of right now, I really don't know Volgin's like end game, you know?
Yeah. And thankfully, there's only one Shagohod right now, and that's the one that's in the hangar.
Yes.
And so basically, Snake and Sokolov are talking. They're like, "Look, there's only one. We have to blow it up." Sokolov's like, "Look, I just wanted to be a scientist. I just wanted to make." Well, he did space.
Yeah, Sokolov has like this soliloquy. Is that the right word for what this is?
Monologue?
A monologue?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Soapbox.
he gets on his soapbox and he just wants to proclaim that all he wanted to do was to build space rockets and propel mankind into the future and just be with his family and he just wanted to live
his big-headed wife.
His big-headed wife, his big-headed daughter.
They have some big foreheads too.
Maybe they're Irish. Anyway, they just wanted to have a simpler life, but they come to realize because they're good at what they do, that they will continuously be used for their whole life, their whole existence, to just make these crazy looking weapons.
Who does that sound like?
It sounds like Otacon.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's not wrong at all. I guarantee you, if Sokolov were to return to the United States, maybe the United States would give him like a year to settle, and then they just knock on his door and be like, "Yo, we know what you did. Make it for us."
In order to stay here and to have us protect you, you know what you must do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like no matter where you go, you're just creating evil. You're creating something that causes destruction. He's just a tool. He's a tool for all these politicians who.
Yeah, he says it himself. He sees himself and other scientists like him as just tools for politicians. And it's a theme that Kojima tackles a lot of these like scientists that want to benefit mankind, but life gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
Yeah, I mean, and at this point too, he's like, "Look, I feel this way, but like let's just go blow it up anyway." Like, because Sokolov gives the impression that he's kind of like removed himself from everything. I think part of him maybe feels like he's not making it out alive.
Yeah, I think he's settled on that because he doesn't even want to like return with Snake. He's like, "Look, leave me here."
Doesn't he say, "Take care of my family"?
Yeah. And I don't know, when you say something like that, that tells me that you're expecting to not make it out alive.
Yeah.
So Snake comes up with the bright idea of blowing the whole thing up.
Mm-hmm.
And Sokolov is like, "Yeah, let's blow up the whole place up." So the big plan is to use this high-tech new explosive called C3.
It's like the bomb of the future.
Yeah, it's more or less like the predecessor or precursor to C4.
Okay. C3. Okay.
It could be molded into any shape. The bomb of the future.
That's what he says. Yeah, it's part of the... Anyway, okay. And his idea is to attach some C3 on the gas containers that fuel the space rockets. So it's like this big flammable liquid fuel.
Oh my god, that'd really blow up.
Yeah.
It'd blow up the whole wing.
It's like, imagine a gas station blowing up. Now imagine that like times 5.
Yes.
So plant a little bit on that, run, and then it'll probably destroy the Shagohod.
Okay. Not bad.
Not a bad idea. So Snake is like, where could I possess the C3? I need to get my hands on that.
Mm-hmm.
And Sokolov reveals that Tatiana, a.k.a. Eva, took it with her, along with all the experimental data for the Shagohod.
Oh, that's what he gave her in the film.
That is
Most
what
likely,
the film
right?
was. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
what is she planning?
Don't know. Sokolov tells us that she is from Khrushchev, and that she made it in here being Volgan's lover.
And Snake's like, "Isn't she your lover?" So it's like this whole she is up to something.
She's doing there is something afoot.
And we already had this in mind because she was very secretive with Snake. She kicked the boots under to initially hide that she was even doing anything.
And even in our first encounter with her, she had that radio briefcase looking thing talking to someone.
Yes, when Snake was like sleeping, right?
So I guess you could assume that she's talking to Khrushchev.
Okay, so there's a whole other little something going on.
I guess, given the information that we have so far, you could assume that it's Eva's task to get the Shagohod plans to Khrushchev.
Okay. I guess.
That,
Yeah.
I mean, given the information, that's what I can gather.
I mean, what was jarring to me was that Sokolov said that she was Vogan's lover.
Yeah, because we were told that she was Sokolov's lover.
Yeah. But this probably means too that she has to like also probably sleep with Vogan, right? Like
I mean, that's probably what she has to do.
That's rough being a spy. Jeez.
Yeah, being a spy sucks.
Yeah, it really does. Speaking of Vogan,
Oh, what about him?
as you're getting ready to go get the C3 to blow up the Shagohod, he comes in the room.
Oh no.
So you're kind of. I mean, wait, you're in the right Kov, this guy, so maybe everything's okay.
Yeah. You managed to put the mask back on. You put your little hat on.
So it's good.
Yeah, he's fine. Vulcan comes in and he says,
Major, what are you doing here? I've been waiting for you in my room.
Oh God.
which, okay. Until he grabs Snake by the snake, so to speak.
Snake pushes him off and backs up, and then Vogan goes again in for the grab. He's like,
Who are you?
the implications of that statement.
Uh-huh.
First off, Vogan knows Rykov so well that he noted. I don't even think it was the pushing off. I think it was literally he knows how.
The size
Like he knows how
of the snake.
He knows how it feels.
Yeah.
So that's what threw him off. But then also too, what is this bisexual slander I will not stand for. Because Vogan is some Marlon Brando type.
He's going around.
He's going around. And that shows you why Rykov, what was his name? He was Major Rykov?
Yeah, he's Major Rykov.
Why he was given such special, was he given like colonel rank? What was he given?
He was given the respect as a colonel.
So he was high level because he was sleeping with
Vulcan.
But I don't like this so much crotch grabbing. I'm not appreciating this.
Maybe it's done for comedic effect.
Yeah, but damn. Like for comedic yes, it's for comedic effect for us, but like I'm thinking even when you're dressed as Rykov and you grabbing.
Oh yeah.
Like damn, like this is a lot. I guess again to just insinuate how bad these people are.
Mm-hmm.
But your cover has been blown.
Yeah, Vulcan points a gun at Snake's head.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Who are you?" And to show that he's not messing around, he shoots Sokolov in the kneecaps.
So he's pointing the gun at Snake and then quickly turns and just blows out both of Sokolov's kneecaps. Poor Sokolov was there shivering and didn't expect to get
Yo, he just caught a stray.
2 strays. Caught 2 bullets in the kneecaps. He falls. And then there's Snake there still in his stupid costume.
Snake manages to take control of the situation.
Okay. Well, what does he do?
He disarms Vulcan.
The big guy he disarmed.
And he's got the situation handled. Until the doors open and the boss walks in.
Not mommy.
And Mommy comes in.
Oh, she already fucked us up once.
And, Snake does a little bit better. But
He does hold himself for a few more seconds.
And he's sadly just overpowered. A thing that I do enjoy is that every time he encounters the boss, it looks like he gets a little bit better every time.
Yeah.
Not by much. He's able to hold his own a little bit better every time. And I feel like that's like a thematic thing.
Yeah. He's getting
like he's beginning to meet her on her level, but he's still not there.
Yeah, and for example, not there this time because she flips him over, he's on the ground. And I like this visual of like she's in the middle of the room and you have these 3 men just like writhing on the floor in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vogan's still laid out. Snake was just laid out by her. I mean, Sokolov got the worst of it.
Yeah.
He's just sitting in a pool of blood. But she walks in the room, so now Snake is completely disarmed and
vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And the boss is unmasking him, and she says,
"What is this fairy disguise? It's gonna rub off on you. And then you'll lose sight of who you really are."
I'm not entirely sure what she meant by fairy disguise.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
But Kojima, I did a little digging, and he said that it's more of a reflection of the boss's feelings, and it's a way of kind of like lamenting to Snake on those feelings. I get that for the second half, but not for like the first half.
So yeah, like it's gonna rub off on you, and you're gonna forget. What was it? You're gonna forget.
You're gonna forget on who you really are.
So yeah, the second half of that statement makes sense. Like, but like the whole point of the fairy disguise, I don't know what that means.
Now I'm not sure if that is entirely like a completely like homophobic reference. I'm not
Derogatory. Right?
derogatory term. I'm not entirely sure. It could be even like a mistranslation issue.
Oh.
Don't know.
Yeah. Because at that point, yeah, I was like, yeah,
Who's to know?
who's to know? But yeah, she's just like, I mean, I feel like for Snake, for him to be in that cost, like for her to say that, I wonder what was the point. Like, what was she trying to teach him in that moment? Because she's like, if you wear this too long, you're gonna forget your mission. But I mean, on a deeper level,
Yeah, I mean, because like Kojima said that it was a reflection on her, and I feel that that is the boss trying to tell Snake that
Oh.
if you disguise yourself as something else, that you will forget who you are.
so her basically I'm here working with Vogan, but
But I'm still me.
and I have a mission.
Yeah. And then here you are pretending to be someone else and never lose track of who you are.
Exactly. Remember what the core of your like what's every choice you make, there has to be a core feeling, emotion, binding kind of contract that you're doing. So, okay.
So
Is the boss homophobic?
I don't know. We'll do a 201 on that one.
Just the 1 second of dialogue. You're like, let's just analyze this.
Analyze this 1 second of dialogue. Anyway, so Volgan gets up and the boss shoves him down. She's like, stay out of this crap, all right? I'm handling this.
Which is wild. Because think Vogan is the leader.
Yeah.
And he gets up to like grab Snake, and basically she's not
She's not shook.
she's not shook, but like you gotta like know your place, and essentially her place is under him. But she immediately knocks him down, and this man is like 2 feet taller than her.
Yeah, and he looks like a solid 300 pounds. Like,
And not only that, he eats that.
yeah.
Like he takes that and he's like, oh, I see why they call you the boss. Like he respects her, but also he's the boss, but he knows his place with her. Like it's this weird kind of like.
There's an interesting hierarchy thing going on right now.
I feel like she immediately shifts back to knowing her place because she pushes him down, and then she lets go of Snake, and she's like, "What are you gonna do to him?" So I feel like for a minute she kind of was like, not that she forgot where she was, but she was kind of like,
In her own world.
yeah,
Yeah.
because she lets Vogan essentially have Snake after this.
Yeah. Well, Volgan is just like, yo, what was all this fancy fighting that you did?
Yeah.
And she just is like, yeah, it's CQC. It's cool. Volgan hoists Snake up, and the boss asks, you gonna kill him? And he's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
But
First.
I will make him pay for hurting Ivan.
Oh no, this man.
And he proceeds to punch Snake in the face. I timed it. For a little over 2 minutes, he just punches him in the face.
That's how long that cutscene is?
Yes. Well,
That section of the cutscene?
that section, yes.
I'm gonna be honest, it felt like it was longer.
I mean, imagine being punched in the face for 2 minutes straight.
And this cutscene or this section of the cutscene is a little visceral. Like it's he's bleeding.
Yeah, this is like the first like moment in the game. I mean, like Snake has been through it, but this is like the first cutscene I've ever seen in a Metal Gear game in general, where like Snake is just getting the beat down.
I mean, when the boss messed him up earlier, she wasn't doing it to kill. This guy's punching him to kill.
Yeah, I mean, like when the boss like broke his arm,
Mm-hmm.
it was like a clean cut. You know what I mean? Like it was just like a quick jab just to incapacitate.
Mm-hmm.
With Volgan, he's just like beating him with a hammer. And
He's
then
wailing. He's down B Donkey Kong in Smash Brothers. Like he's just wailing.
He's just like it's just pure malice in this beatdown.
And we see again like Snake is bleeding profusely. He's like groaning. He's completely vulnerable, and his defenses aren't up. Like he's getting the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
And we see the boss. You can tell she's bothered because she doesn't look at it at all. She keeps her back to it, and then she winds up just kind of like quickly leaving the room. And we're given this visual of just her face, just like
she's like torn.
yeah. I don't want to say shook, but yeah, she's torn. That's a better word. Like as if she wants to say something or do something. But she knows that she has a mission at hand. Like it's I think a very pivotal moment in like understanding her character, kind of like her walking away, but like what does it cost her in walking away?
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah.
As she's walking out, we see Ocelot.
We do see him, and he's just kind of like looking on in his own way. Like he looks concerned, but I don't know. It's hard to read him in this cutscene on what exactly he could be thinking of in this situation.
But he doesn't go in to stop it, or he doesn't go in to like kind of
Yeah, he doesn't
enjoy it. He's
He's just kind of like observing. And this whole time, as we're talking, Snake is getting the beat down.
yeah.
Volgin kind of like winds up, does one huge like face punch to Snake. Snake falls flat on his back and knocks himself out.
And we'll end there.
And we'll end there.
Is Snake alive?
I would hope so.
Has Vulcan had enough?
No.
Why doesn't Ocelot come in and save his man?
You know, I'm surprised that Sokolov hasn't been more vocal in this cutscene.
Sokolov is like, I'm next. Like he got
Probably.
his knee. I forgot he's in the room too. His knee.
He's not dead. He's not happy
Well,
either.
maybe, hopefully, I say this in a weird way. Hopefully, he got knocked out because of the blood loss. Because imagine being there and like you're seeing the person who was supposed to save you getting this shit beat out of him, and you're like, oh my god.
What's gonna happen to me?
If I'm knocked out, at least Vulcan won't look at me and want to
Yeah.
punch me. If he's awake, I feel like Vulcan will be like, what are you looking at? You know? So, damn. So, again, you get Sokolov and you don't get Sokolov. What an episode, T. What an episode. I feel like this was short and long.
I feel like once we get to Groznygrad, they throw a lot at you. Because early on in the game, a lot of the game was told through traversing. And
True. Now we're getting like the meat of the story. We're actually getting...
yeah.
Okay. True. People's alliances are being revealed. People's secret spy shit is being revealed. So, and now you're in Groznygrad, and next episode we'll find out if he's alive to complete his mission.
A little piece of me thinks he's alive.
A little bit, a little piece
A
of
little
me.
inkling. I'm just looking at all the Metal Gear games behind me. But we'll leave that aura of mystery for next time.
T, thank you for this episode.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for powering through your migraine.
Yeah, my head is killing me, but I'm happy to be here. Happy to record always. And thank you to everybody who's listened so far and listened to this episode. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, T. Thank you. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I don't know. Nothing's really happening. Hopefully in 2 weeks we get another little MGS update, whether it's from like the release date or a trailer drop or a demo drop. Hopefully we'll get some updates. Other than that, I mean, catch us on Twitch, catch us on YouTube. T's currently working on the video for...
Oh my god. Please.
What?
No, I'm just so nervous about that thing.
Why?
I don't know. I get like the jitters when I do something like that.
Well, we're gonna hopefully release another YouTube video soon. We actually have I finished one script, and another video script is like 85% done. So hopefully we'll have some new videos out too. I'm excited.
I make our YouTube channel a little bit more than our dumping ground for podcasts.
Yes, we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. So if you haven't liked us or subscribed on YouTube, please do. If you haven't rated and reviewed the podcast, please do. It just helps us. You know, we like to see number go up, but also too, we've been meeting some new and cool people from it. So, you know, any shares, retweets, likes.
Honestly, the thing that like I love most about doing this is just meeting people that I've met online at like pool halls or at conventions, and just like it, just seeing like all the cool people, like Johnny from Metal Gear Resurrections, Fritz, aka Survivor T type,
aka #1 Gray Fox fan, Luffy Webster, you know, just
Metal Gear Vault,
Metal Gear, a lot of
business holding it
Business.
down, man. A lot of cool people that we've met through this thing, and we're just happy to know everybody, you know?
Mhm. But T, if you don't mind, let's end the episode. My head is killing me. Everybody, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, and catch you next time.
Bye.